Our final speaker, Colonel Edwin Burkett. He is the Chief of the Division of Global Health at the Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences.
Thank you. All right. So thank you very much again to Dr. Jones and Dr. Goldbach-Monsky for inviting me to participate, and just a great honor, and obviously all the distinguished speakers and information that has been generated is very inspiring. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to talk, I'm a family physician, and I'm talking about global health. And I know we're all wondering what's the connection with global health and immune dysregulatory rare diseases. So hopefully we can generate some thought on how to do that and how to get that done. And I think you have heard some clues already, because I hear that some of the speakers here, some of the distinguished researchers already have connections around the world that have helped them to find out ideas and solutions that they hadn't seen before. And I'll talk Dr. Kastner, for instance, saying that he had an Israeli colleague who said, oh, by the way, that condition, we see it all the time. And he said, oh, okay. So that's the way that's why global health is important. And that's where we generate it. So global health is just a new term that we've been doing all along, and this is a way in this particular realm where maybe we can enhance that and go that. So what is global health now? So I work in the Preventive Medicine and Biostatistics department at USU. So global health is basically global public health. It's taking public health that we look at locally and saying, well, now things cross borders, things cross oceans, globalization and communication have expanded. So all these health issues that we see, not only can they affect us at home, but we also now more importantly see, yes, we have to expand the way we look at solutions, because all the solutions might be more easily attained if we band together, not just locally within Walter Reed, USU's NIH, but also our international colleagues and counterparts. Global health is also, people think of it mostly now, oh, it's Zika virus, it's HIV, it's infectious diseases. But that's only a small part of what it is, because again, global public health. What about the non-communicable diseases, the chronic diseases, even to include cancer and certainly heart disease and certainly things like this, immunodeficiencies and immunodysregulatory diseases. They have some sort of all have an impact internationally and globally. And we have to look at those things in this light. So some of the other things that I wanted to touch on is, as a family medicine doc, I certainly greatly appreciate the families here who've come, and the children, and those 60 little warriors that we heard about that need this type of care, that need this type of collaboration and the patient-centered care that the folks like Dr. Jones and Dr. Goldbach-Monsky are insistent upon having. And we need to do that. And the 3,500 patients around the world that we know about that need to be in this kind of network and generate. But even beyond that, with the public health perspective, this global public health perspective, the benefits might be even beyond that patient-centered focus, into the populations that are affected overall, and into the populations that we can reach into from our realms. So I look at, in particular, in the military realm, where can we have or possibly have an impact? And through USU and through the reach that we have potential centers that we can collaborate with that have a reach. And so, for instance, the biggest example here is that at the Gulhani Military Medical Center, which is in Ankara, Turkey, we have a colleague, Dr. Erkan Demirkaya, who is also a pediatric rheumatologist, who also worked with Dr. Jones and Dr. Goldbach-Monsky, and is a very specific interest in these very types of diseases, work with them specifically, and has some of the capability there to do the research and to do the care. That's one of the places that we could look to. They have a robust military medical center similar to Walter Reed, USU's medical schools, research, et cetera. And there are other facilities similar where we might be able to have a connection. USU right now has 13 MOUs with entities similar to Gulhani. They're not all activated to their utmost extent, but the potential is there to seek other military medical schools, universities, academic health centers that would then be able to form a collaboration. And why that might add some additional oomph to things internationally is because in some countries, depending on the country you're in, the military health system might be as robust and or more robust than the civilian health system because they care for both oftentimes, and that will depend upon what countries we're looking at. But those potentials might exist. Certainly also within USU, I was so glad to see that the APG department and Dr. Dolger was here and able to promote the CHIRP program. And there are other departments within USU that may eventually catch on and get some interest in this type of thing as we see the military applications, potential military applications of this type of research being translational to things that we see on the battlefield. For instance, things that we would need in retrospect or aftercare, regenerative medicine, also sepsis, treatment of sepsis, and other types of things that have an immune or autoimmune, basis or inflammatory basis to them, and potentially there's some translational impact of this type of research to that. So that's the areas that I see this type of autoimmune research and this development of a global network, potentially that could include both military and civilian experts around the world, interdisciplinary in nature, not only developing capabilities to treat those folks that we say, again, that we need to care for our patients, but also to think beyond that and how that might affect populations in general, and particularly have from our perspective, a military application, operational application, and of course a health application for global health worldwide, and help to find the solutions for all. So that's what I have to say, and see, I've been under my 10 minutes, maybe the first one, but.